going on? Good morning. Good morning, friends and family, the guitar pickers of the world. I wanted to welcome you. Take just a brief uno segundo, por favor, with with a little bit of 60 beats per minute. So the metronome is here. I don't know how present it is, but it's definitely here. Wanted to start this morning with a couple of thank yous. Thank you for supporting the channel and buying those and purchasing those wonderfully awesome t-shirts. We certainly appreciate that. We're watching the orders come in and we're certainly appreciating that. And I'm not exactly sure where any of this is really going, but I think it feels good at the moment, and we'll just continue to truck right along. We'll start this morning by welcoming each and every one of us, including myself. I want to welcome myself. It's sort of a small miracle that we make it here every morning together, and I wanted to just be thankful. I probably should just remove my hat, be thankful, and acknowledge that just being here is just a miracle in itself. So thank you very much for joining all of us this morning. We are going to, good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Anthony. What's going on this morning? Good morning. I do have I hope to connect with you tonight, maybe tomorrow night. I don't know if that works. After 5, I think you said after 5. But I haven't forgotten. I know it's just been smoking busy, like life's been grabbing me by the bullhorns. After we leave here, life gets on screechy a little bit, and then we're back here in the morning. So here's the A440. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and start. But I wanted to just acknowledge the things that need to be acknowledged. So we have the A string here. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning. Robbie, good morning. Thanks for digging up those old videos on the channel. You see there's a little bit of an intro reel on some of those older videos where I'm walking through part of our cornfield, and it's kind of fun. We had the kids were over here shooting it, so that's all my son and his friends doing that kind of camera work. So that was kind of fun. That's old school, just getting the stuff going. So that's a blessing to have that corn here serves so many purposes. So Robbie, Kevin, Anthony, safe from wildfires. Yeah, Kevin, thanks for asking. We're a little further north, not far though. Geez, I guess I've missed the news. Spent some time in doing some things I didn't expect doing yesterday. I missed a lot of the news cycle, so hopefully everybody's safe. It sounds like we're doing all right for now. Bernard, good morning. Good morning, you made it. So we're just working on tuning, getting through the tuning cycle. Close to being in tune. We're almost going to call it close enough for jazz. I used to have a teacher saying that to me. Yeah, it's close enough for jazz. I'm like, which is, I think I've found him to be a funny character in my life. It's if it's not perfect, it's not close enough, right? Tuning will definitely impact your performance abilities, right? Let's say your earning potential. So tuning is the first thing to really work out. And I remember early on in my teaching career, we focused on tuning, but like some of the teenagers would just be like, let's play Blink-182, dude. Let's just shut up and play some corn, man. And I thought, okay, let's do it. You don't really need to be in tune for that anyway. Dan, good morning. Kevin, that's great to hear. Good. Jill, good morning. And Barbara Hill, good morning. Guitar for everyone. Yeah, Yeah, my Jazz 2 was out of reach this morning, so I've got the old Jim Dunlap, you know, 0.7 or no, 1.0. You know, I favor these thicker picks, you know, for certain. Just grab that tone. All right, let's go ahead and start. Do you mind? We'll get started. All right, here we go. Guitar for everyone, good morning. Man, there's so many talented players on this live chat already, and it's only just getting started. So Dynasty PS, good morning. So working on theme and motivic development is probably where we're going to end up today. We've been working on Fade to Black. We might end up there too, so if you are inclined, stick around. So we'll start with our trusty morning warm-up session, which is fingers 3 and 4 on the low E and A and D and G and B and all of the strings. So you just saw it, you witnessed it, fingers 3 and 4, 11 and 12, and smash that like button. Double tap the screen if you're here on a mobile viewport. That would be a good thing to do. And we'll start at 60 beats per minute, which we always do. We always start with metronome, starting at 60 beats per minute. And we always are here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the entire year of 2025. 1 E and a 2 and a you know what to do. Okay, we've started, and now that we've started, we will not, what I try to do is I love to take song requests and play songs, and I love to do that, but you know me, I'm a stickler for wanting to take care of the morning ritual and getting us, at least myself, off to a running start. This running start is just a simple, slippery little, smooth little passage where I make an effort to mitigate mistake making, but it happens occasionally. And I talk through most of what's going on. Even though if I'm here by myself practicing, I don't talk. So this is kind of a weird dynamic for me. We're actually engaged in practice, it's pre-practice. So this is warm-up. Fingers 2 and 3, same thing. Here we go. 3 E and a go, E and a. And why are we doing this? Hey, Mark, have to leave early today. Oh, ouch, that hurt hearing that. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, life, go get it, man. Go grab it by the bullhorns and drive it around a little bit. We'll see you again tomorrow. Go get that life. Get it. Get it. Working on tone production is one of my absolute favorite things because, you know, I don't know what else I'm qualified to do. You know, I guess being regionally successful is it's one thing. You know, you learn to adapt to the region in which we live. So that leads us into this. While we're practicing along, I'd like for us to grab your guitar, tune it up with me, breathe along with me, and we'll go ahead and set an intention. 1 E and a 2, frets 11 and 12, fingers 1 and 2. Good. Good posturing, strong back, weak mind, everything you need to be a good guitar player. So no, for real though, I wanted to set an intention for this morning's practice. You know, if you've been here before, you know we like to set an intention. And the intention for me is going to be different than the intention that you set for yourself. I mean, statistically likely that we'll have different intentions. Funny how we bring different intentions to this morning ritual, but we all basically meet and do similar things, but with different hopes and dreams and goals in mind. Yeah, so if you have an intention right now, it's a good time to set it. I'm going to take a minute, roll that volume down so it doesn't go. I'm going to set my intention this morning, or a prayer, or whatever it is. It could be for you, it could be something for you, and it's okay. Just be okay with taking the time to spend with your guitar this morning, because it really does improve things. It really does work. Okay, so it's okay to take the time with the guitar. It's okay to take the time for yourself. And we're breathing. The intention could be specifically for this practice, this morning ritual. It could be that, you know, it could be a life thing where we need to allocate more energy or time to some other thing. But just being observant of the thoughts that are coming through our minds right now, and refocusing those thoughts through breath work and guitar playing, to be guitar practitioners. Okay, so that's all. We're going to continue moving right along. We'll start with fingers 3 and 4. This time we're stretching from frets 10 and 12. I'll turn the volume up here. 10 and 12 on low E and A strings. 1, 2, you know what to. This morning, I think this morning ritual, this warm-up is definitely paying off. And those of you who've been waiting for the famous 5x5 PDF for guitar growth, it's coming very shortly, very soon. I was going to charge for it, but you know what? I think I'm just going to give it away. So it'll be free. You know, bad business plan number 99 from Jason. You know, so. But it's a good idea to, you know, just check it over. Go grab it. It'll be at jasoncarey.guitar.com. But it's not there yet. It's all just sort of placeholdings. But it'll be there, and I'll certainly notify you when it's available. 1 E and a 2. You know what to do. Fingers 2 and 3. 10 and 12. But really working on continuity of breath. And I've got a foot working. It seems like I have a foot working. My right foot is working this morning along with the metronome. And that feels good. Now I could use the heel to get a little bit more. You can see what happens when I use the heel to stop. You can see how much of my body moves when I use the heel. So you can literally see the beat getting into my bones. And that's what we want. But here's the toe tap. Not moving a whole lot. Not a whole lot of movement here. You can always tell when I'm tapping the heel, things start jiggling around. So we're going to get through one more exercise, maybe 2 more, and then we'll go ahead and take a brief pause for stretch. 1 E and a 2, fingers 1 and 2, 10 and 12. Here we go. Yeah. Da Bear, what's going on? What's a good starter guitar and amp? Because I want to learn. I would say anything. Anyone in this chat could easily, respond to that, and are welcome, obviously, to respond. I would, if you're just starting out with a guitar, it would be a wonderful opportunity to start at the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, why do I say that? Do I want you to be punished for some previous deeds, some past life punishment? No, it's not punitive at all. It's what it is. It's got to do with, if I don't start with the beginning, I'll never understand the end. Do you know what I mean? So if I don't start with the beginning, I don't get the end. So if I start with $100 guitar, like a little Hondo, or something, dirt cheap, needs a little adjustment, a little bit of setup. Let me talk through this while we go ahead. I'm going to use my guitar surface as the table. And I'm going to go ahead and use a straight arm here and get this stretch done. Yeah, so there we go. Roll that volume down. Don't forget to roll your volume down. That's the sign of a real pro. When you lay your guitar down, you forget to turn the volume off. That's a professional move right there. So guitar, start with the basis. I used to have this parent who came in with a couple of students, and when we were doing the conservatory stuff, we founded and directed a fairly large music school that sent waves to the entire state, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, he wanted to buy his guitar, Paul Reed, his offspring, Paul Reed Smith guitars for their first guitars, and he would set them to work in the band so they could develop a payback plan, and earn it, blah, blah, blah. The problem is, if you don't start with, a clunker of a guitar, or, a $50 beater of a guitar, $50, $100, $120 beater, you can usually get a pretty good guitar for that price. But when we move up to a $300 guitar, we would never understand the differences between, we wouldn't appreciate the difference. We wouldn't understand the differences. We would just be proud that we had a $300 guitar, and then all we see are dollar signs. And we don't see the art, the fine art, and the craft that comes behind the thing. So I would recommend you start with a good, cheap guitar, a good, cheap patch cable. You don't have to have a George L like what these are, you don't have to do that. $100 here, $10 there, another $20, $30. Go to a flea market somewhere and then just find these little amps. You can find them cheap. Just get a cheap starter thing, and then we can start talking and wondering about dreams and building those dreams and building that future. But nothing good comes from being comfortable and having an easy path. It doesn't. So if we don't suffer a little bit, not that I'm some kind of weirdo about that, but I think it's good. Let me put it this way. Let me stretch one more time. I have some friends who handed me their $40 guitar. They were playing this really beautiful gig. He said, hey, Jason, why don't you sit in for a minute and why don't you try this guitar? And I played for a couple of tunes. I got up and I handed that guitar back to my friend. And I said, man, that thing sounds great. It feels great. It plays great. It's beautiful. And he says, I know. I can't believe I paid $40 for it. And he could have had any guitar he wanted, but he played this $40 thing that just sounded better, played better because he had it professionally set up for $100, $200. And then, it doesn't matter. The market will tell you one thing and you'll, buy it hook, line, and sinker, and then and that's okay too, because it's fun to sort of it's fun to dream. It's fun to go the distance with your thoughts, because your thoughts are what's going to lead us to either greatness or demise. It all comes from within, right? It all comes from within. So hopefully the intention that you set this morning was a positive one. Yeah. Let's jump back in. Fingers 2 and 3 and 4. And we'll start on 10, 11, and 12. Here we go. 1 E and a 2 and a T E and a 4 E and a... Do I like Pink Floyd? Ruben, good morning. No, I do not like Pink Floyd. I love Pink Floyd. Do you like Carpe Diem? Yeah, that's right. Please play Smoke on the Water. Hey, you still here, Jovan? Can you play Modest Mouse? Wow, I haven't heard that for a long time. Wow, I don't know, where'd you come up with that? That is a great idea. Yamaha has excellent guitars in the $150 range. You are correct. Get that girl a chicken dinner. That is, there are so many, you know, what boggles my mind? Jill, you can't even buy the materials to build that guitar for $150. Think about that one. Just mind-boggling. I would say Yamaha all day long, you know. They're just a wonderful, wonderful guitar making company. Especially for that extreme, you know, sort of budget approach, low end. Yeah. You know, Beatles. Hey, Sarah, what's going on? Sarah Rodriguez. I know the Beatles. Actually, a friend of mine interviewed, a good friend of mine who's been on this live stream with us in the morning, Mr. Scott K. Fish, actually interviewed the drummer from the Beatles. What's his name? So 1E and a 2E and a TE and a 4 on the phone. He was on the phone with Ringo for a Modern Drummer magazine interview. So, you know, something like that. So, yeah, I know the Beatles. I love the Beatles. You know, Metallica, Alan, yeah. Jason, have you built a guitar before? Oh, did I show you? I didn't show you that. I have one that while I was the director, the founder and the director of this conservatory of music, I built a shop, a guitar building shop in my office, and I had these really cool, you know, we had all kinds of players from all of the players that you probably know, like James Taylor's band, Nora Jones' band. We had all these people coming through, you know, Duke Robillard. So we were building a lot of stuff, you know, we were building a lot of community things, you know, the kids were coming by, they were, you know, the local high school had an abysmal, you know, anyway, so the community really needed something for outreach, and so we set it up and got really interested. I had a guy who was coming by. We called him Dr. Scary Sharp because he would sharpen all of my tools, all of my chisels, and all of my woodworking tools, the carving tools, and he would you could scrape the hair right off your arm with it, and then we'd go eat lunch. We'd go eat a nacho lunch across the street, you know. Just good times, good times. If you haven't built a guitar, you can do it. You can do it. There's plenty of literature out there where you can just, manuals, you can easily, you know, approach it. There's a little bit, Jill was speaking about this not too long ago, the gear acquisition, you know, we've got gear acquisition syndrome a little bit as guitar players. So guitar builders go through the same thing, but with jigs and tools, and you have to go to like these really antique malls or some, you know, flea markets to find these old tools, and you kind of refurbish them and put them back to life, bring them back to work, call them back from the dead, back to labor. And it's just such a beautiful experience to do that. You know, if you can do that, do it, man. Just do it. Just give it a shot. Jill is an amateur builder, and it's true. The materials are more than the cost for sure. It's like, how do you even do it? I don't know. So fingers, let's go ahead 1, 2, and 3, and 4. We're getting to that time. So 9, 10, 11, and 12, 1E and a 2E and a you know what to do. And alternate picking with the fret hand, 1E and a 2E, or down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And if you've requested a song, stick around because it might happen. Stick around. If you are just tuning in, I wanted to welcome you to the morning ritual for guitar growth. I'm here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Yeah, you heard that correct. It's free for the entire year of 2025. I know, it's insane. But wait, there's more. It is kind of a foolish thing to broadcast a morning ritual, but culturally, all we see is the fluff end of things, the final product, and it's all part of this sort of grand illusion, which, you know, if we practice together, we know what it took to get ourselves somewhere. So here we find ourselves. Mike Tyson. Hey, Michael Tyson. Good morning. Shakil. Oh man, I'm so happy you're here this morning. Christoph, good morning. David, I'm gonna start playing again after 50 years. Good for you. Congratulations. Let's go ahead. Chord. That's cool with the K. That's nice. We built our own models and radius dishes. Very fun. Oh, no kidding. I'm just thinking, you know, I love the story behind the build. You know what I mean? If you're a master of this and you've built, you know, hundreds of guitars, there's something you can't get except through the repetition, the process of repetition. Like it lives in architecture, it lives in math, it lives everywhere, repetition, right? So, you know, or as my uncle says, if you do something long enough, you get good at it. So definitely appreciate that. Good question, Anthony. That's where the rubber meets the road right there. Jill, do you have videos or blog posts about your builds? I'd like to learn about it. Yeah, amen, man. Good thinking. 1 and 2, we're going to do the finger 4 stretch. Here we go, 9, 10, 11, and 13. 1 E and a 2. T, E and a 4. Oh, here we go. Continuity coming up. So guitars have this dynamic range, which is a little different from the acoustic guitar. Electric guitars do have a dynamic range, which is limited, but still very expressive. So if you start with your volume knob at about 50%, you always have somewhere to grow in dynamic range. Hey Steve, good morning. Nobody played better than Link Ray. Hey, good morning. Yeah, right on. Best way to start your morning right here. Testimony. Preach it, Robbie. Preach it. How are you doing this morning? My typical answer, if you know me, is I'm doing better than some and worse than others. And there was a story there. You'd go, well, I don't know where it is, which episode. I think we're on episode 82 right now. I think this is episode 82. Crazy times, you know. We're just going to keep going all the way through 2025, and I think we're going to work on a little celebration. But I wanted to start out with one video. We had a bit of a preseason, so a couple of people here with the Blue Wrenches, they've been here since before the actual 2025 started. But if you're just tuning in, we started with one video with just seeing how my technique was. We're going to take the last video of 2025, and then we're going to overlay them, you know, with a rubric, and then we'll analyze how much, because I'm here every weekday morning, 5:30 to 7:30 a.m. for an hour. That's 260 hours. What does 260 hours do for you or for me, right? What does it do for the player? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to see how far I came over the span of 1 year. 1E and a 2TE, finger 1, kickstand, frets 8, 10, 11, and 12. Alternate pick the heck out of this thing, you know, just keep, or you could, you know, still at a tempo where we could just do all downstrokes, or even better, all upstrokes, or 2 upstrokes followed by 2 downstrokes, you know, etc. But I think if we start with some pattern of upstroke, downstroke, or whatever, downstroke, upstroke, that would be a good start for this program. Yeah. Yeah, that presence online it's a really tricky thing. That's why I wear a mask. It adds about 20 pounds to my body and my face. That's a dang good answer. Yeah, it is. When I first heard it, I thought his son works for the NSA now, but he was just this little ankle biter kid when he was coming in for lessons, and his dad would come in and said, "So Dan, how you doing?" "Oh, better than some, worse than others." And I thought, man, what a great, he's not lying. You know, it's always telling the truth, always shooting it right down the middle somewhere. This was a long time ago. I've been using that answer ever since. Oh, yeah. I love that album. That's kind of like one of my favorite albums. Marco, way to come in with that swinging for the fences there. Hey, Raul, good morning. All right, so you didn't miss much, just me yapping around, but let's go ahead and start with the old finger 1, 2, 3, 4s. Why don't we do this? Let's go ahead and rewind for a second. I'm going to walk you through a new one that I want to continue to introduce. Rolling the volume pedal down, volume notch down, knob, potentiometer, whatever you want to call it. Starting with a stretch, but we're working through, we're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're going to edit the pattern. 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4. You don't have a guitar, you say? Well, let me show you how to practice that without a guitar. It's going to be, and then we get to the top, when we descend, will be 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3. Here we go. I think this is sort of 15 clicks is typically the standard for where I like to spend my time. And don't forget to breathe. Of course, the breath is supremely important, but let's go ahead and practice this 1, 3, 2, 4 without the guitar. Fingerboard now is the thumb. Thumb equals fingerboard, or the nape of the well, maybe fingerboard. Yeah, I guess it's the fingerboard. So we'll try not to move that. We'll just bring the thumb, the index and middle ring and pinky fingers to meet the fretboard. So we'll move the thumb a little bit for now. So 1, 3, 2, 4, and then 4, 2, 3, 1. So we practice this when the guitar is not around, but we wanted to keep that neuroplasticity rolling. And then we can start working the, the 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, which we will do today. We could also use fingers 1 and 3, and then 2 and 4, 1 and 3, 2 and 4, just to create that independence, that finger independence that we know and we love and we cherish so well. We just want to maintain all of the good things so that one day we might reap the goodness that we've sown in our lives. We might wake up and see a full, plush garden of joy filled with eternal music. All right, here we go. Fingers 1, 3, 2, 4, and we'll start with all right, what do you think? You think, let's do eighth notes. 2 attacks per beat for a little while. Here we go, 1 and 2, and you know what to do. Here we go. Pedro, good morning. Hello from Bom Dia do Brasil. And then we have 4, 2, 3, 1. Buenos dias. Good time to smash the like button. It is good time always to smash the like button. 1, 3, 2, 4. Here I go talking over these new things. 1, 3, 2, 4. And we'll go ahead and 4, 2, 3, 1. 4, 2, 3, 1. 4, 2, 3, 1. And it's really simple. Just doing the thing. If you're just tuning in, welcome. 1, 3, 2, 4. Welcome to the morning ritual for guitar growth. Yeah, there's no other way around it. We have to spend the time. But fortunately, I like myself. And that's not always an easy thing to do, as you may have lived enough days in your life to realize that, hey, sometimes it can be work to like oneself. But it's a worthy effort. So I enjoy spending time by myself practicing. And then I also encourage you to spend the time. I encourage and invite you to spend the time by your lonesome doing these things that we do to build the habits and stylings of life stylings of a guitar practitioner, of a world-class guitar practitioner. So it's these simple little things. Yeah, I have a couple more of those notebooks coming this week, so I'll be making some notes for these morning rituals, and then if you are interested in the notes that I make for these morning rituals, I'll go ahead and email those off to you, but we'll talk more about that as the time comes, okay? Yeah, so for now, we'll speed it up here. We hit the next position. When we hit 5, we'll speed it up. Thanks, Kevin. I'm not sure what happened there, but hey, Lena, good morning. But you're always running point, man. Good. TV yellow. Yeah, that's a wonderful color. I've seen a friend of mine has a really rare Gibson SG with TV yellow. It's a beautiful, it's a beauty, it's a beauty. Let me tell you what, it's a real pleasure to see that thing coming around here. And it's got a, you know, handmade leather pick guard on it. So that's really a lot of fun for me personally because it just feels so good. It feels, it's worth it to me to maybe sacrifice a little tone. I'm not sure. I'm sure it does something, right? So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and take a look here. What are we doing? Hey, Morpheus. Thank you. Yeah, one of my absolute all-time favorite films, and you know which film I'm making reference to. Let's take a look at intervallic. Let's just use some basic. All right, let's go ahead and do something about that. I'll just go ahead and hide the user on the channel, pal. Sorry. All right. There it is. All right, once in a while you got to clean up the house, you know. Company's coming over, you just got to clean up the house. Sweep the floor. So I wanted to start a little bit with C minor. Starting with C minor or something like C minor. Using some of the Mr. Ted Green's chords, just and then we'll move up to the 4 minor. Up to the flat 6, major 7, and then down to the 5 minor 7, and then back to the 1 minor 7. We'll just go back to some basic chords here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what it is? The thrill is gone. Let's do the thrill is gone, but in C. The thrill is gone. Place to continue the warm-up. The thrill is gone, yeah, baby. The thrill is gone away. And though you've done me wrong, I believe that you'll be sorry one day. Yeah, I do. So all I'm doing is just working that C minor 7. And C minor 7 can take a whole bunch of different forms. You know, there's a C minor 7 over here, you know, there's a C minor 7 over here, there's a C minor 7 right there, there's a, you know, they're everywhere. And then we can also, of course, play out like SCO and just do the, you know, upper neighbor or lower neighbor, or upper and lower neighbor sliding back into the chord of the moment, or the lower, upper, slide down. So simple stuff, right? That beautiful, beautiful minor 7 shape. The Carlos Santana version of the, we've got this very nice flat 7 here, the root in the bass, and then the 9 in the bass, and then I head up to the flat 7 of the F minor 7, and then of course back down to the root note with an add 11, then the minor 7, you know, the not a minor 7, flat 6 major 7, which could be, you know, as long as it's A flat major in this particular key. And then we can come down to the 5 dominant, which we could also use as the flat, you know, dominant 7 flat 9, which we could also use in the diminished cycle to lead us back to another voicing of C minor 7. Man, it's just so endless. So here's what I would do to warm up to continue my warm up, my morning ritual warm up. And this, I'm just going to walk you through it, okay? If you have questions, shoot, or suggestions, I'm all ears, right? I'm going to start all the time with a bass line. Here's the first chord. And I'm playing the bass line in different places so that I can continue to outline the chord. I'm trying to be on the chord on beat 1, 2. Okay, I'm just going to try to comp the chord on beat 2. On some minor triads, some minor 7th arpeggios. arpeggios, dominant 7 arpeggios, and then back to the minor pentatonic stuff, or Dorian mode, or Phrygian mode, or Lydian mode. Or blues mode. Oh, blues scale. Don't forget blues scale. It's kind of, or you could start working outside of the scale, pushing the boundaries a little bit. Making these little like links with whole tone patterns or diminished scale sequence patterns, or playing upper extensions. But if we make a mistake and hit a flat 9, we stick with the Phrygian mode. There it is. And then we just come back into the, settle into the simmer down. With a little functional bass line maybe. You know, just funning about, just having some fun, just exploring it and being open to making mistakes is really kind of like a key. But all of that, I think, really is fortified with scalar approaches. So if you wanted to play like, you know, patterns of fours, I would have had to practice those things all before. So it's not like that stuff just happened. Mateo is going to be in Pittsburgh. No kidding. Wow. So just wanted to have a little bit of fun today and encourage you to keep having fun as well. So thank you again for tuning in today. And thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for being willing to be a torchbearer in your own family and your own communities, because the world needs guitar players now more than it probably ever has needed guitar players, or good quality musicians, good quality people in general. So part of my morning ritual moment is, or my intention is really to have is really to facilitate that and help to encourage myself and say it enough that I really live it and really, really believe it in my day-to-day. So anyway, I really appreciate you all being here. And this Matteo Mancuso, if you haven't seen this dude play the guitar, I would say check out Matteo. Mr. Mancuso is, you know, once in a while, like a one-of-a-kind player comes along, and of course we're all one of a kind, but sometimes they have the resources, they have allocated the time. First of all, someone's identified, hopefully it's that same person, has identified that they have been gifted some level of talent by good Lord above, and they develop that talent through allocation of time and resources and support systems and, you know, whatever it takes to do that. And you know what it takes to do that. And it's good. It's good to be here doing that. So thank you very much for being here, and keep being a torchbearer, and also encourage others to play. And if you're in a position where you can teach others, it would be a good thing to teach others too, because it's just a good thing to do. All right, without further ado, I'll let you get on your merry way. Thanks so much for all the positivity, and until we meet again, I wish you all a very happy picking. See you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Okay, happy picking.